Imagine waking up to a world where the sky itself turns against you. No warning sirens, no escape, no second chance. Only the sound of thunder rolling like the voice of God, and rain that does not stop. This is not a legend. This is not metaphor. According to the Bible, there was a day when God erased an entire civilization from existence. Not with fire, not with angels, but with an ocean descending from the heavens. A world so corrupt that mercy became impossible. A moment when grace ended and judgment began. This is the true story of the flood, the day humanity crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. Before the first drop of rain touched the earth, humanity had already sealed its own fate. The world had become a kingdom of violence, perversion, and spiritual decay. Every law of God was mocked, every boundary shattered. The earth echoed with cruelty, bloodshed, and unrestrained corruption. Scripture declares that every imagination of the human heart was evil, continually. This was not simple sin. It was total rebellion. Even the natural order had been polluted by dark forces. The purity of creation had been twisted into something grotesque. And as heaven watched in silence, one truth became clear. The world could no longer be healed. But in the midst of universal corruption, one man walked differently. Noah, righteous, obedient, unbroken. And through him the final chance of life would be carved from the ashes of a dying world. In a world deaf to righteousness, God spoke to one man who still listened. Noah did not receive comfort. He received a command, a warning so immense it defied logic, and a mission so impossible it challenged reality itself. Build an ark, not a boat, a vessel of survival, a sanctuary against divine annihilation, a prophecy shaped in wood and faith. While humanity feasted and mocked, Noah obeyed, day after day, year after year, under a sky that showed no sign of coming wrath. He constructed salvation plank by plank, driven by a voice only he dared to believe. And around him, laughter echoed, unaware it would soon be replaced by screams. The moment arrived without ceremony. The animals came as if summoned by an invisible command. Two by two they passed into the ark, a silent procession guided by divine order. Then the impossible happened. The door closed, not by human hand, but by God himself. Outside, life continued in arrogant normality. Celebration, indulgence, mockery, until the first drop fell. Then another, and another, until the rain transformed into a relentless cascade of judgment. The heavens ruptured, the fountains of the deep exploded, and the world realized too late that Noah had never been the fool. Then the sky collapsed. Rain did not fall, it assaulted the earth. Winds screamed, oceans rose, mountains disappeared beneath walls of water. Cities that once glorified human pride were shattered in seconds. Towers fell like dust beneath divine fury. Cries of denial turned into terror. Doors shattered, temples drowned, kings were swept away alongside beggars. The flood made no distinction. It erased an age. This was not nature. This was judgment, a holy reset of a world that had poisoned itself beyond redemption. Then came the silence. No voices, no empires, no rebellion, only the endless graveyard of water stretching beyond the horizon. The world had been reduced to memory. Inside the ark, life clung to hope. Dim light, quiet prayers, a family floating above the tomb of humanity. The rain continued, days turned to weeks, weeks into months, as creation itself waited for God's next breath. And in that silence, one truth remained: judgment had passed, but mercy had survived. Then the rain ceased, the waters withdrew, and the ark came to rest upon the mountains of Ararat. Noah stepped into a world reborn, silent but purified, and God placed a sign across the heavens, a covenant of mercy. The rainbow was not decoration, it was divine promise, a declaration that never again would the earth be destroyed by flood. A new chapter for humanity had begun,